Virgo, something's shifting in the financial architecture of your life, like tectonic plates moving beneath the surface, rearranging the landscape before the earthquake becomes visible above ground. You've been broke for too long, struggling for too long, counting pennies and making impossible math work month after month. And the universe has been watching you manage scarcity with precision, handle lack with dignity, stretch nothing into something through sheer resourcefulness. And it's decided, enough. You've proven yourself capable in poverty. Now it's time to see what you can do with abundance. This isn't gradual improvement. This isn't slow climb from broke to comfortable. This is transformation. This is going from checking your bank account with dread to checking it with disbelief. From declining invitations because you can't afford them to saying yes without calculating the cost first. From rich being something other people are to rich being something you're becoming. So let's explore this. What's changing? Why now? What God's spoiling you actually means? And how to prepare your Virgo mind for wealth when you've been programmed for survival. Take what resonates here, Virgo. This is about radical financial transformation approaching. You remain in control of your choices, always. This is simply an invitation to open yourself to abundance you've stopped believing was possible for you. Let me start by talking about what God wants to spoil you actually means. Because this isn't about divine lottery tickets or money falling from the sky. It's about doors opening that have been locked, opportunities appearing that match your skills perfectly, people noticing your value and compensating you accordingly, systems you've built during lean times suddenly producing returns, seeds you planted in faith finally breaking through concrete and blooming into harvest. God spoiling you looks like the right job finding you instead of you endlessly searching. A raise that's bigger than you expected, a project paying more than you thought to ask for, clients appearing who can actually afford your worth, debt dissolving faster than it should mathematically, money you'd written off coming back, opportunities to earn presenting themselves with timing so perfect it feels orchestrated, because it is orchestrated. Not by you forcing or hustling yourself into exhaustion, but by divine coordination, responding to who you've become through the struggle, to the character you've built, the integrity you've maintained even when you were desperate, the work you've continued doing even when you couldn't see how it would pay off. Now let me address the Virgo specific aspect of this, because you and money have a complicated relationship. You're practical about it. You manage it well when you have it. You don't waste. You don't splurge unnecessarily. But you also have deep fear around it. Fear of not having enough. Fear that one wrong move will send you back to zero. Fear that you're one emergency away from catastrophe. And that fear has been running your financial life for too long. And here's what the universe is about to teach you, Virgo. Wealth doesn't require hypervigilance. You don't have to monitor every cent when you have plenty. You don't have to live in permanent anxiety about money even when money is flowing. You can have abundance and peace simultaneously. You can be rich and relaxed. That's what being spoiled means. Not just having money, having enough that you stop worrying about it. Let me ask you something, Virgo. What would your life look like if money wasn't a constant concern? If you could make decisions based on what you actually want instead of what you can barely afford? If you could help people without it hurting you? If you could invest in your health, your education, your dreams without having to sacrifice something else essential? If you could rest without guilt because you're not in survival mode anymore? Hold that vision, because that's where you're headed. Not someday, soon. Sooner than your Virgo practicality thinks is realistic. You know what I'm picking up on most strongly? Multiple income streams activating, not you working 3 jobs to survive, but different sources of money flowing in with less effort than you're used to expending. Your primary work paying more. A side project gaining traction. Something you created months ago suddenly producing revenue. Passive income from places you'd forgotten about. Money moving toward you from several directions at once. And it's the diversity of sources that creates the shift from broke to rich. Because when money comes from only one place, you're vulnerable. One job loss, and you're back to zero. But when multiple streams are flowing, even if one slows, others compensate. That's financial security. That's what allows you to finally exhale. Let me slow down here, because I need to address the beliefs that might block this wealth from landing. Virgo, you have internalized poverty. Being broke has become part of your identity, part of how you relate to yourself and others. I can't afford that has become your automatic response, even before checking if it's true. You've built your entire life around scarcity, your routines, your choices, your self-concept. And wealth arriving means all of that has to shift. That's why I'm warning you now. So you can start loosening the grip on poverty consciousness before abundance tries to replace it. So you can begin imagining yourself as someone who has money without immediately feeling like an imposter. So you can practice believing that wealth won't automatically corrupt you or make you a bad person or alienate everyone you love, because you've internalized a lot of anti-wealth messaging. That wanting money is shallow, that spiritual people don't care about material things, that struggling makes you noble and abundance makes you suspect. And those beliefs will sabotage your blessing if you don't address them now. They'll make you reject opportunities that could enrich you. They'll make you undercharge for your value. They'll make you give away money you should keep because you feel guilty having it. Drop a comment, Virgo, if you recognize these patterns. If you've been blocking your own financial success through beliefs about money that don't actually serve you. Because recognizing the pattern is the first step to interrupting it. So when God tries to spoil you, you're not unconsciously pushing the blessing away. You know what else I'm sensing? A specific opportunity coming. Not vague, things will get better eventually, energy. Something concrete, something you can point to and say that changed everything. It might be a job offer that pays significantly more than you're making now. It might be a contract for work you do that's bigger than anything you've landed before. It might be someone investing in your business or idea. It might be recognition that translates directly to increased income. Whatever form it takes, it's significant. Life-changing, significant. Not, oh, that's nice money. Oh my God, this is real money. The kind that makes you have to sit down. The kind that makes you check the number 3 times because you can't believe it's correct. The kind that shifts your entire financial reality in one moment. Let's sit with this for a moment. What if poverty was never your destiny? What if it was just a season, a temporary condition you had to move through to learn certain lessons? What if all the struggle taught you how to manage money well, so when you have a lot of it, you won't squander it like people do who get rich without building capacity first? What if the broke season was preparation for the rich season, teaching you gratitude, resourcefulness, empathy for others who struggle? So wealth doesn't make you entitled or disconnected or careless, because that's often how divine timing works. You can't skip the training ground. You had to learn in scarcity what you needed to know to steward abundance. And now that training is complete. Now you've proven you can be trusted with wealth. Now God can spoil you without it destroying you. Let me offer you practical guidance about preparing for this financial transformation. First, educate yourself about money now. Read about investing, about building wealth, about how financially successful people think. Not to obsess, but to prepare. So when money comes, you know what to do with it. You have a framework for making it grow instead of just spending it all and ending up back where you started. Second, set up systems before you need them. Open a savings account if you don't have one. Set up automatic transfers. Create a budget framework that works whether you have little or much. Practice managing money well with the small amounts you have now, because how you handle little determines whether you're ready for much. Third, start tithing or giving now. Even if all you can give is $5, generosity creates flow. Hoarding creates stagnation, and if you can't give from scarcity, you won't give from abundance either. Practice opening your hands now so they stay open when more fills them. Fourth, raise your standards incrementally. Start treating yourself a little better with what you have now. Buy the slightly nicer version of something instead of always choosing the cheapest option. Invest small amounts in your appearance, your environment, your well-being. Practice believing you deserve quality, so when you can afford it, you don't feel guilty having it. Fifth, vision what you'll do with wealth. Not just material things you'll buy, but impact you'll make. How you'll help your family, what causes you'll support, what you'll create when money isn't the limiting factor. Let yourself dream beyond survival. Let yourself want things without immediately shutting down the desire. Let me ask you one final question, Virgo. What would it mean to you to go from broke to rich? Not just financially, but emotionally, psychologically. What would it mean to stop carrying the weight of financial stress? To wake up without immediately calculating what you owe? To make it through the month without panic? To have choices? To have breathing room? To have margin for error without it being catastrophic? Is less than #0. 5# is greater than. That's what God spoiling you looks like. Not just numbers increasing in your account, but your entire nervous system relaxing. Your shoulders dropping from your ears, your jaw unclenching, your sleep improving because you're not lying awake worrying about bills, your health improving because stress isn't eating you alive. That's the real wealth. Not the money itself, but the peace that comes with it, the freedom, the options, the ability to think about things other than survival, the mental space to create and dream and become instead of just endlessly hustle and worry and calculate. Take what resonates from this reading, Virgo. Leave what doesn't. And remember that you remain in control of your beliefs about money, of what you do when it arrives, of who you become as you move from broke to rich. You will go from broke to rich, not through magic, through divine orchestration meeting your preparation, through opportunities aligning with your readiness, through God deciding it's time to spoil you after watching you steward poverty with grace. Trust your inner knowing, Virgo. Trust that you're worthy of wealth. Trust that money won't corrupt you because your character was forged in lack. Trust that you can be rich and good simultaneously. Trust that abundance is coming and you're ready for it, even if you don't feel ready. Thank you for being here, Virgo. Thank you for surviving the broke season with integrity. Thank you for being someone who can be trusted with wealth. You're exactly where you need to be. At the end of struggle, at the beginning of abundance, on the edge of financial transformation that will redefine everything. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, Virgo. Open your hands, release poverty consciousness, and get ready to be spoiled. Because God's about to show you what you're worth, and it's more than you've let yourself believe.